My name is George Lopez, and the name of our business is the Generation Next Realty. We provide residential as well as commercial real estate for our clients. We also help people out with investments. You know, if folks want to fix their properties or purchase properties that are old and want to turn it into something new, we can help them with that as well.
Love that. And talk to me about your team. How many people are on your
We
team?
have a wife and husband team. It's
Wow,
me and
dynamic
my
duo.
wife. Yeah. We are the power couple. We've been doing real estate now for the last 6.5, going on 7 years. We've helped quite a few people in the Hampton Roads area and around the country and around the world, basically.
Amazing. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
I'd like
Thank
to
you.
know a little bit of a backstory about you guys or how you got started into the real estate industry and what got you interested and what led you to where you are today.
Great question. I served 30 years in the military, retired almost 9 years ago.
Thank you.
And thank you. And my wife and I met, and we talked about what we wanted to do into retirement. And real estate, came to mind, and we got involved around 2018, the beginning of about 2018.
Hmm.
And we took it from there. The first year was a little rough because, you got to get to learn the business. And once we, got into a rhythm, it took off. We did really well during COVID. When COVID came, we did well.
Wow.
We were able to adapt
Yes.
and overcome. We helped quite a few people, military in our area as well. We love to help people. We love to give back. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, talk to me about that.
after every closing, we give a percentage of our closing to different organizations around the country and different organizations where we come from in Belize, because we are originally from Belize. So we
Nice.
provide, scholarships for some of the kids in my town and my wife's town as well.
Love that.
Yeah, we have about 25 different organizations that we donate to after every close.
Yeah. And talk to me a little bit about why that's so important for you and your wife to give back to the community.
No, we realized that we did not get to where we are on our own. We realized that a lot of people helped us along the way. And we wanted to do the same thing, for the young boys and young girls coming up, especially people in disenfranchised communities. We that's where 95% of our donations go,
Yeah.
to people in disenfranchised communities,
Yes.
especially people back home, because Belize is a developing country, and they need all the resources that they can get, from us. Lots of countries in Central America are pretty much the same,
Yes.
and so whatever we can do out here to help our people, we do that.
That's so touching. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. I love that. And maybe
You're
we can
welcome. You're welcome.
give some visibility to the people
Hmm.
in the towns in Belize. So
Hmm.
thanks again for bringing that to my attention.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And what are some marketing strategies that you guys are using or implementing in your business to show people the services that you're doing, to even just listing the houses? Like, are you on Instagram, YouTube? Talk to me about what's working for you, all
Well, I'm
that good
glad
stuff.
that you asked that question, because my wife she's a guru when it comes to marketing.
Nice.
Yeah, she
Perfect.
has an amazing team that markets everything from Facebook to Instagram to you name it. She knows, because she's a guru, and we market, or they market, at least, well, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they market every day, and I do my thing on the side as well. I get into Facebook and I do my short videos. I would, put some messages out there on my story.
Yeah.
And so we're out there,
Yeah.
24/7, 7 days a week, because you want people to know about you.
That's right.
Unfortunately, the last year or two, a lot of people dropped out of the real estate market because of the high interest rates.
Yes.
And
I
so a lot
heard.
of sellers were not selling, a lot of buyers were not buying, and a lot of agents, dropped out of the market. But we stayed.
Yeah.
We're still in there. We're durable. We're tough as nail.
Yes.
We're very resilient.
In it to win it.
Yes. And so we're here to help people.
Yeah,
You know.
I love that. I love the messaging and I love the perseverance and I love
Yes.
that wifey is the
Yes.
guru.
Yes,
Shout out
she
to
is.
wifey. She's
Oh,
actually here for
yes.
moral
Mhm.
support.
Yes, she is. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you.
Love it.
Love you. Yeah.
All right. So, what do you see as the biggest challenges facing the real estate industry in the next few years, and how do you think they can be addressed?
Wow, that's a good question. The last year or so, things seem to be changing when it comes to buyers and sellers. At first, buyers had to, well, they didn't have to worry about paying their agents a fee,
Yeah.
but now it seems like buyers are going to be responsible for paying their agents a fee.
Hmm.
So that's going to be a big change, in the near future.
Yeah.
Technically, buyers don't pay their agents. The fee came from the seller,
Yes.
but now that's going to be different. The fee is going to be coming
Hmm.
from the buyer.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to work some things around that, as we move forward,
Yeah.
especially for military.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And I want to touch on your military background. Do you feel like that's giving you a whole other perspective, also being a real estate agent with helping military families and helping them with like moving and the struggle of it all?
Absolutely. I am what they call an MRP,
What's that?
military relocation personnel,
Okay.
because I've been serving for so long, or I had served for 30 years. I know the language. I know what's required when it comes to a move, and so knowing what I know, I'm able to help, or agents like myself are able to help military personnel to make their transaction a whole lot easier.
Yes.
Okay. I'm also educated in loan.
Okay.
One good thing about the VA home loan is there's no money down, unlike FHA and conventional.
Yeah.
There is a certain percentage down. For FHA, is 3 to 5%, and now conventional it's 5%.
Okay.
But with the VA loan, there's no money down.
You heard it here first, people.
Yes, yes, no money down. So I recommend to our, military personnel, no money down. And you can start using it after 60 to 90 days. You can start using, as long as you're eligible, you can start using your VA loan.
Beautiful. Thanks
Hmm.
for sharing that.
Hmm.
And then,
Oh, and by the way, you can use it multiple times as well.
ah,
Because a lot of people think that they could only
one.
use it one time,
Yeah,
right? And a lot of people tend to wait until they're retired before, they
they
use
use it.
their VA loan. You can use it at least 60 to 90 days after you get in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good to know. Thank you.
you're welcome.
And then, what factors should buyers consider when choosing between urban, suburban, or rural living, in your opinion?
Well, I think that buyers should do their homework, know exactly what they want. Do they want to live in the city? Do they want to live in the country? Do they want single family home? Do they want a condo? Do they want, whatever they want? They need to do their homework. But if they're not sure what they want, they can always have a conversation with the realtor, and the realtor is going to let them know, or help, not let them know, but help them, advise them, recommend,
Yeah, guide
to
them.
them. Exactly, exactly. Guide them through the process.
Hmm.
You also want to talk with your lender. Lender can help with that as well, especially in the area of finances. And a little bit has to do with the credit personnel as well.
Yeah.
So the credit personnel, the lender, and the real estate, those are three key professions, or three key people
Yeah.
that you want to talk with to make sure that you have a smooth real estate transaction.
Love that. Great answer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And then let's see. What is the role of a real estate agent in the negotiation process, and how can you maximize value for your clients?
Well, one of the things that I would strongly recommend is for a buyer to look for an agent that is qualified, an agent to know what he or she is doing, the type of transactions that they've conducted. But basically, do your homework to know who is going to help you.
Yes.
One of the things that I notice a lot, well, not a lot, but some buyers, they go with somebody that they know,
Mm,
or they go with a family member, and they may not necessarily know what they're doing. They just go with a friend because that's my friend. They just go with a cousin because that's my cousin.
yes.
And they think that that person's going to do a good job for them. You want somebody who's going to represent you, You want somebody who knows what they're doing,
Yes.
even when it comes to buying a brand new home, right? Even when it comes to someone who's buying a brand new home. A lot of times, people would go to a brand new home site, and when they get there, they wouldn't take their buyer's agent. They would meet the agent at that new residential property,
Yeah.
and that agent may not necessarily be there in their best interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would be best if they take their own agent so their agent could ask questions and represent them thoroughly
Yeah.
instead of using the new residence agent.
Absolutely. No. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's right.
Hmm.
I want to talk a little bit about technology or maybe AI. Have you implemented any of that in your workings and has that helped, or is that not really like something that you've delved into yet?
Well, my wife does all the marketing when it
Okay,
comes to
true.
AI. Yeah, she takes care of that. I don't do the AI part.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I just get on a video and I talk to the people and I let them know you're talking to somebody live or somebody live is
Yeah.
talking to you. And so
Okay.
you see what I write, you hear what I say. There's nothing to do with AI, but my wife, with the technology that she uses, she does implement AI in her profession.
Okay, yeah. I always like to ask and see like, are they in the know? Are they behind? Are they 10
Hmm.
steps ahead? So thank
Yeah,
you.
she knows what she's doing.
Love it. Good.
Hmm.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
And then, how do you stay organized and manage your time effectively as a real estate agent, especially when dealing with multiple clients and transactions? Like, any
That
tips or advice?
that is a good question. Great question, because a lot of time people tend to get lost in the sauce. One advice that we usually get is that do not mix movement for progress.
Hmm,
Okay, do not mix movement for
that's a good
progress.
one.
Not just because you're making calls or you're doing this or you're doing that means that you're progressing. One of the things that I try to do is to prioritize my top three, and I try to go with those top three every day, or sometimes when I remember.
Yeah.
But it's always good to have a plan, block your time, and whether it's making calls or showing houses or whatever you have to do that day.
Yeah.
But it's always good to do time management.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
that's that's very important because the day can go past you without you being productive.
Oh, yeah. You can say that again. I've had too
Yeah,
many times where I'm just like, I'm going to do this later.
yeah.
And then when I look at the clock, I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
wow.
Hmm.
Hmm. Oops.
Yeah,
So,
time
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 management.
management, prioritizing, getting the work done, being disciplined with the task, and not getting caught up with
Yeah.
distractions because we can easily get distracted with our cell phones.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I know a little bit about that sometimes.
Hmm.
Let's see. And then how do you stay up to date on the latest trends and developments in the real estate market and what resources do you like to rely on?
Every day, when I wake up, I tend to look up, what's going on in my community when it comes to real estate.
Yes.
Like, for example, a couple of days ago, we found out that the interest rate had dropped 0.5%.
I just heard that
Right?
someone else told me that today. Yes.
Right. The
Yes.
interest rate had dropped 0.5%. So I listen to the news, I read articles, and I also, my wife and I, we would usually talk about, what's happening in the real estate market, so we can stay abreast of what's
Yes.
going on. But you don't want to not pay attention to what's going on in the market because if you do, you're gonna, fall apart.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're right about that. It's always good to stay up to date because I feel
Hmm.
like you guys, for real estate agents, man, you guys, it's always changing a lot, like
Hmm.
something every other week. So it's
Hmm.
like you have to be on top
Hmm.
of it.
We have to. We
Yeah,
have to.
that's right.
Yeah.
And where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years? Any room for expansion? Maybe hiring some more help or different location? Any thoughts to that?
The next 5 years, we plan on growing our business. We plan on getting involved in more real estate investments, purchasing more buildings, getting more properties so we can, have passive residual income.
Yes, absolutely.
So purchasing old properties, fixing them up and selling them, purchasing old properties, fixing them up, and putting them on rental for properties, and at the same time building our team to help us to buy, sell, and invest
Okay.
in real estate.
Love it.
Yeah.
And now, what do you and the wifey like to do when you're not working and helping clients and selling, buying homes? What do you like to do to unwind? Who are you guys outside of this?
We like to walk in the neighborhood, in the evenings. We like watching movies, watching TV. We like watching Family Feud.
Oh, yes.
we like watching. We love to watch Family Feud. We love to watch sports. She's a sports mom. I'm a sports dad, and we try to find a happy medium because there
Yes.
are things that she likes to watch that I don't like, and certain things that I like watching she doesn't like,
That's
which is
totally
cool.
normal.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is cool. But in the evenings we would go walking. We would have dinner together. We would watch a movie together. We
I
would
love
listen to
that.
music. We like reggae because that's our one of our you know, music from home.
Yeah.
And we would dance, dance together, just the two of us,
Yeah.
and have a good time.
Love it.
Yeah.
And do you guys travel back home sometimes just to visit?
No, we haven't traveled back home
Oh,
yet.
darn.
Yeah,
Hopefully
it's
it's
been a
in the
while.
future.
We plan on going this year, though. Yeah, we plan
Yes.
on going this year. We
Nice.
already bought our tickets. So
Yay.
around November is our cultural event month. So we'll be home for what we call Garifuna Settlement Day,
Yeah.
where we experience our culture, which includes the food, the
Mm.
music, the
The
clothing, the
people, the
vibe, the
community.
people. Yes, yes, get to know how big the community has grown or the communities have grown, but basically get around and meet some of our friends from way back.
Yeah. I love that. That sounds so good. It
Hmm.
probably feels so nice and good to just come back home and just catch up and all that good
Hmm.
stuff. So I
Hmm.
love how you implement that in your work too by giving back. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, about 10 days ago, we had a huge event in Brooklyn.
Okay.
The Empowered Lifestyle Network had sponsored, well, not sponsored, but they marketed the event, the Belize Park Fest. They marketed the event, and it was a
Cool.
huge success.
Yeah.
We had over 700 people in attendance.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yes, 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 yes. And so the Empowered Lifestyle Network, which is responsible for marketing, our real estate products
Yeah.
or our real estate business, has been doing a phenomenal job. Like I said, we had over 700 people, and we got to meet a lot of people that I had not seen in years.
Oh,
Yeah, one of the guys that I met, Rodwell Ferguson. He and I graduated back in 1978, and we hadn't seen each other from around that time. So it was just a joy,
wow.
to get to see him. The same thing's going to happen when we go down in
Love it.
November. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm sure your wife will get good behind the scenes footage to share online of
absolutely. She
good
surely will.
reunions, all that
Yeah,
good
she
stuff.
surely will.
Love that.
Hmm.
And is there anything that I have not touched on that maybe you would like for our listeners to know about you and your wife, whether it's something personal, whether it's about your business? What would you like to
Well,
share?
one of the things that I want to share is that for people to get more involved in purchasing houses, becoming homeowners, I know it's tough out there right now with inflation. It's hard to purchase a home, but home ownership is the way to go. We've been taught to get a job, rent an apartment, and a lot of times people get caught up into renting. They would stay as a rental, stay renting for years,
Yeah.
and they would forget about home ownership. But with home ownership, you get to, have equity. You tend to have equity, and you could do a lot with equity.
Yeah.
You can make some renovations on the house. You can purchase another property. You can purchase a vehicle. I mean, you can do so much with the equity.
Yeah.
So my advice is to become homeowners. We do new home buyer workshops.
Nice. When do you hold those?
Oh yeah, we do home buyer workshops like every other month.
Okay.
We're getting ready to do another one next month, in the month of October.
Where can people check this out if they're interested?
Yes, new home buyer workshops. We are going to be doing it. Pardon me? Yeah, just go to generationnextrealty.com. Yeah, generationnextrealty.com for the information. We're going to have it live as well as virtual.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
We're going to have real estate agent. We're going to have a lender, a credit restoration person, a financial planner, and different other professions that are involved with the home buying process.
Yeah.
Because buying a home is not just buying a home. There's a lot more involved in the process. You want somebody to help you to save money. You want somebody to help you to maintain your credit. You want somebody to help you with, different things that pertain to home.
Moving, all that,
Exactly,
yes.
exactly. It's a huge process. And
Absolutely.
so there are lots of professions,
Yeah.
professionals involved in the process. And lastly, what we do is huge because we're very spiritual people. We go as what the Bible says, that a good man shall leave an inheritance for his children's children. And so what we do is not just for the here and the now, it's for our children and our grandchildren. That's why we call our business Generation Next, because it's for the next generation.
Ah.
Yeah.
Now we know the little story behind the name.
Right. Real estate is our tangible assets. And with tangible assets, they appreciate in value, whereas, some things depreciate in value.
Yes.
So you always want to invest in things that appreciate in value,
Yeah.
like gold and silver, like fine arts, real estate.
Yeah.
Those things appreciate in value.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much. And the way you said that and put it in perspective like that, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, these are things that appreciate up in time. So,
And our children and our grandchildren are going to be grateful. We are setting them up just right because we're doing the work now,
yes.
and they won't have to work as hard as we did, when we were younger,
Right.
because we're preparing a path for them.
I love that. That's so beautiful that you guys are looking out for your kids like that.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but some people,
Oh,
I don't want to say any names.
tell
but
me about
anyway.
it. Tell me about it.
But no, yeah.
We have come across people that say, "Oh, hell no. I worked my ass off to be where I'm at. They're going to have to do the same thing." I'm like, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
help them out, Yeah,
But
help them out.
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I love that mindset, and
Yeah.
I love that you said that because I totally agree with that as well. And now my final question is going to be, and it's one that I like to ask everybody because I love hearing the answers that everybody
Uh-oh.
gives me. You're in trouble now. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Do you or your wife have a saying, a mantra, or a quote that you guys have used as inspiration for yourself or has inspired you in any way? What is that quote or mantra? And yeah, if you wouldn't mind sharing that with our listeners.
Mm. Do we have one, babe? We have many. Share me one.
Yeah.
Share me one.
If you wanna come and say it, no, you don't want to? Okay.
Okay, you see, to whom much is given, much is required, and that's a leadership. That comes from a leadership perspective, right? Because we are leaders in our own right. I'm the dad, she's the mom, I'm grandfather, she's grandmother, and so yeah, to whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
And so we are standard bearers. We set the standards basically.
Yeah.
And so we do realize that people are watching us, not just our children, our grandchildren, but people in the community,
Yeah.
on Facebook or on social media, they're watching us.
Yes.
And so being the people that we are, we realize that we have to set some very high standards.
Yes.
And to whom much is given, much is required.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And
You're
shout out to
welcome.
Wifey for coming through with the quote.
Right.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate
Thank
the
you
two
so
of you
much
and
for
your
having
time.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you.